Identity. At first thought, it seems so simple a definition. However, I have found trying to define identity becomes more and more difficult the harder I try. Even today, the simple demographics are not so simple anymore. Some things that used to be very simple, like male or female, has gotten more complicated. So, when we add our identities in Christ, should it be another layer of complexity? From my personal experience, I believe it will be as complicated as our egos will make it. Since being saved at the age of 16, I have heard countless sermons, read more and more of the Bible, but for me, it took a long time to realize that my ego was the biggest thing holding me back and truly preventing me to let go of the concept of what I thought my identity was and instead start searching the Bible for what my real identity, that which God is given, really looks like. Even now, much like Ryan felt in his video last week, here I am, a Marine veteran in my 40s, a husband and a father of 2 adults, even a recent graduate from a Christian university, and I still feel I have so much to learn, which is why I guess I'm still here. But if you think about it, it is our ego that makes us react to things when someone wrongs us or has the nerve to tell us when we are wrong. I would find myself getting so angry when someone did something wrong against me. It wasn't until I started serving at the parking and shuttle ministry, and when I asked people nicely not to park in the areas that were not designated, I would often get yelled at or receive so much anger, and I couldn't believe this was happening at church. So this is when I started looking at how I reacted to similar situations, and that quiet, small voice was prompting me not to react. This is the reason that it is so good that we are all going through 1 John right now. We have already read about the importance of our identity as brothers and sisters in Christ, spending time in fellowship, and the importance of recognizing the importance that being a sinner is part of our identity too. When we allow our pride to hide that fact, we also allow it to come between us and God. I'm also reminded of Paul too. He obviously had so much pride in his identity of a Pharisee that he was willing to go as far as killing Christians for following Jesus because he was too prideful to see what was there in front of him. He was so sure of this that at the time, it took such drastic actions from God to blind him, ironically, to help him see the errors of his ways. There are not many more humbling experiences of suddenly losing a sense to the point that you must rely on help from others sometimes. And we need to have our egos be humbled so we too can see what has been right in front of us all along. I'm looking forward to getting deeper in this book with everyone and learning about our identities. To be able to do this amongst fellow Pac Rim students has been so refreshing and exciting, not only to discover new things, but to see God at work in all of us. Stay safe and be blessed. Aloha.
The world has changed, and someone that should not have been forgotten was lost. But the King that we serve has a will of his own. One King to save the world from darkness. One King to rule them all. One King to bond them and bring them into the light. And through this King, a fellowship born.
So be it. You shall be the fellowship of the free.
A diverse group that would not be united if not for their Lord. They venture forth on an unexpected journey that cannot be achieved single-handedly. A quest greater than themselves. To see the King and his kingdom established on earth as it is in heaven.